Tommo, thank you very much for joining me and chatting to me. And I thought I'd just grab you for 5 minutes and chat about some of your memories of the Cheltenham Festival as a journalist and broadcaster. And first of all, I thought I'd ask, just what's it quite like to work this event as a broadcaster?
It's incredible. You know, all the jockeys and trainers and owners call it the World Championships, the Olympics. And I tell you what it is for us as well. It's a great feeling, even coming here today, you know, a few days before the actual festival, you know, we've had the press conference and all that. This is very, very special. It gets the heart pumping. Drive in here, and I'm looking around, and wow, the memories come flooding back. And I can't wait. And if it's, you know, like today, the sun is shining, it's going to be a very, very special 4 days. So I've been coming here for an awful long time, and I still love every minute of it.
You've had a colourful career in that, because you started off, you know, for so many years on Channel 4, and are you still with BBC Radio 5 Live this year as well?
Yeah, still doing 5 Live, and it's great. I love it. We all stay in a house just outside Cheltenham, and the presenters, producers, and it's just an old farmhouse. There's about 10 bedrooms there, falling down, so it's not costing the BBC much, I tell you, and it's cheaper than just staying in hotels. And it's lovely. And we have breakfast together, and we go through everything. But it's great. I'm looking where we're standing now. There used to be an old stable block over there, and when I came down here for the first time, I was 15 years of age, and I was leading a horse up in a race as a stable lad. And I'll never forget it, an Irish guy who had a very good horse was sleeping in the next bed. It was a big dormitory, and I'd been in bed since 10 o'clock, and he came in about 3, and he said, "I just thought I'd wake you up to tell you I'm home." Oh, I said, "Thanks very much." And that was it. The horse I led up didn't win. But it's just amazing. And BBC Radio 5 Live, it's great working with so many people who are so knowledgeable about the sport. You know, you got the commentator John Hunt, you got Cornelius Lycett, you got people like that, Andrew Thornton, you know, former Gold Cup winning jockey, and it's just lovely being involved. And you know what I love? I love walking around and talking to people. I had my pedometer on last year, and would you believe in the 4 days I covered nearly 48 miles, which is incredible. And my biggest claim to fame, if that's right, is John said to me, he said, "Tommo, we want you to find Rod Stewart." I said, "Right, there's 80,000 people here. Any idea where?" "No, you've got 10 minutes to find him. We're live on BBC Radio 5 Live." So I wandered around. I was talking to people. I said, "Have you seen a small Scottish guy with long hair, scruffy long hair?" No. Then I found him, and I went up to the restaurant, got in, and interviewed him. And I got him to sing to his wife on one knee. And it was just incredible. I'll never, ever forget it. And that's the sort of people you bump into, the ones you least expect. Sir Alex Ferguson's a very good friend, and during Cheltenham every year we have a night together. We often play snooker together, and it's something I look forward to. It's wonderful, and I'm very lucky, like you are, to be paid to come here. People have got to pay to get in, and I don't, and I really consider myself very lucky.
So many equine stars have run here, even in the last decade, never mind, 20, 30 years. If I had to put you on the spot and ask you for your standout Cheltenham Festival moment, what would it be?
It's so difficult. Best mate, that was great. I used to interview all the jockeys when they pulled up, and it's great. It's the next best thing to riding them. I was the world's worst amateur jockey, but I always wanted to ride here at the Cheltenham Festival. I never did. But just to win any race. I remember the girl who won the Fox Unders last year. And I was interviewing us who were walking back, and we're live, ready for. I said, "That was an interesting style of finish you were riding there." And she said, "Well, there's nothing I could do, because on the run to the last fence, I put my shoulder out, and I had to go bash and push it back in." I said, "What?" She pushed her shoulder back in, jumped the last, and won. Things like that you don't often hear about. And I saw Ruby Walsh here a few minutes ago. And he's retired now. And I was just saying, I've interviewed you after every one of your winning rides here. And who am I going to talk to this year? It's strange, and it's just a wonderful feeling. If you said horses, Dawn Run, Desert Orchid, all those sort of horses, you go back years and years. And my best friend is Bob Champion. And in the old days, the old grandstand here, there used to be a bar underneath the grandstand, which was for jockeys only. And we used to go in there, and you couldn't do it now because you're not allowed to drink, you're riding and all that. But in those days, they could. And I won't tell you who I used to give a lift home to in the back of the car, who obviously couldn't drive. And the following day, they would come out and win the Gold Cup and all that sort of stuff. But things like that, memories you can't buy, it's wonderful, and I'm so lucky. You know, I was originally brought up in Middlesbrough. I'm now based in Newmarket. But to come to Cheltenham, it's the highlight of the year.
And we talk about festival memories, and looking ahead to this year's festival, we could have one of the great renewals of the Champion Chase, couldn't we? Because we've got a 2-time winner in Altior and 2 serious challenges in Défi de Soy and Chacun pour Soi.
That's what this racing is all about. It brings together the youngsters and the great old timers. I'd love to see Altior win, because Nicky Henderson, my favourite trainer, I rate him the #1 trainer in the world. And you know why? He put me on a winner. Yes, he must be an outstanding trainer. And I say to some, I was talking to Tony McCoy the other day, I said, what's your strike rate? What was when you were riding for Nicky Henderson? He said, about 30%, Tommo. I said, 100%. 1 ride, 1 winner. He said, yeah, Tommo, have you ever wondered why he never asked you back again? So it's things like that you cannot buy. And it's those sort of, and you bump into people from all over the world, especially the Irish. I love the Irish. I love the Irish invasion. I love it when they win, and it's great if we can beat them or they can beat us, because that's what it's all about. And if you say what's going to win the Champion Chase, to me it doesn't matter. Défi de Soy obviously has got a great chance. I'd love to see Altior win. But if you ask me what was the best bet of the meeting, which I presume you're going to...
Well, yeah, you beat me to the punch,
yeah,
but yeah, definitely.
I thought you might be. There's a horse in the bumper called Appreciate It. Mm-hmm. I was so impressed with the way he won last time out. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't win for William Mullins, Patrick Mullins. What a team, father and son. Incredible. And I love talking to Willie. And when I go up to him for an interview, he always lifts his hat. Hello, Derek, how are you? And for a man like that to do something like that to you, it's very humbling. And of course, you get the best-looking ladies here, the most famous VIPs, and they all mix together. I can't wait.
And last but not least, away from the Cheltenham Festival, there's one topic I have to ask you about, and that revolves around Radio 1 and a certain presenter on Radio 1, James. What was that like to be thrust into the limelight so suddenly?
It's amazing. I'd never listened to Greg James. My daughter rang me one day and said, Dad, you're on Radio 1. I said, what? Because I'm normally at Radio 5, talk, so I'll keep up to date with all the sports news. And you're on Radio 1, so I switched it on. And there was me. Are you well? I thought you were. And it's something I'd done promoting a small hotel years and years ago. And Greg had picked up on it. Are you well? I thought you were. And they put it to music, and it got to #1 in the charts. And you know what I got for it? Absolutely nothing. So I'm the only man who's been #1 in the hit parade and got nothing for it. Are you well? I thought you were.
Tommo, pleasure. Thank you very much for chatting to me.
With pleasure. Have a good show and enjoy Cheltenham.